I wanted to talk about the possibility of a very large earthquake in California on February 1st. And I want to show you some of the things that I've been looking at, not only just recently, but over the past couple of years. And I'm going to show you something. This graphic here was a graphic that was used during commercial breaks for the Grammys back in 2020. Now, one of the main points of this video is that I wanted to point out that a friend of mine back in 2016, he had a very, very specific end time dream about California having an earthquake. And I think I've got it here. Here it is. But anyway, in his dream, he told me that he saw, he was watching the Grammys on TV. And while he was watching the Grammys, the show was interrupted by breaking news that California had just gotten struck by a 9.0 earthquake. So ever since then, I've been watching the Grammys every year for something like that to happen. You know, it's been on my radar. I've even made posts about it here in 2023. Here's two different posts. But I was posting about it from 2017 up until last year. And that was around the time I was having lots and lots of end time dreams myself. So here are two posts that I put on Facebook. And here, my friend's dream that had a huge earthquake would happen while the Grammys was on TV. It actually did happen. So in 2023, I was watching the Grammys, and on my phone, I got an alert that in Turkey they had a huge earthquake. This is two of my posts about it, and I'm going to show you some stuff. But here, this is one of the news reports where it said 30,000 people in Turkey and Syria had been killed. I believe it turned out to be more than 50,000. If you look here, here you go, Turkey's Syria earthquake. This shows a 7.8 magnitude. More than 50,000 people died. Here it is. So here it shows February 6th that it happened in Turkey. However, Turkey is 8 hours ahead of New York Eastern Standard Time. So that would make it the same date here in the US. So I wanted to show you this, guys. This is from The Economist magazine. You know, that famous magazine that we see here. So I wanted to show you this. This has always intrigued me here. These two arrows, like two strikes, like two earthquakes, because you can see the ground cracked down here. So removing this, let's look at this. This is showing me three different things. Okay, so 2/5/23, 2/5/23. The Turkey earthquake. This is United States date and time. Like I said, it's already the next day in Turkey. So this literally did happen during the Grammys that I was watching that night. Now, moving ahead, this coming weekend, it's the same situation. I've been waiting to see if the Seattle Seahawks were going to play in the playoffs, and they are. They were the number one seeded team. But I want to show you this right here. Sorry, guys, this is a little sloppy, but here. Okay, on the lunar calendar, which is still alive for 2025, the 30th of the 11th month falls on January 18th. The 30th of the 11th month falls on January the 18th. 11/30/25. So this is going to be the same date. The Seahawks play at 8:15 at night. Here's the schedule. 8:15 or 8:30. Here it is. Saturday, 8:15. That's their game. In other parts of the world, it'll already be the 18th. So I believe the girl in Emerald here being representing the Emerald City, Seattle, the foot near the ball, the kickoff event. I'm watching for that to happen during that Seattle game this weekend. Okay, and that's represented by this picture here. Okay, so 11/30/25 lunar is 1/17/18/2026. Okay, so that's the first event I'm looking for. But this video is really about This is the turkey video. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that, guys. This was a huge earthquake that they had there in Turkey and Syria, and I wanted to point that out. So here again, the day I'm looking for is February 1st. So if you add all the numbers together, 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1, you get 12. And if you flip that around, you get 2, 1 for February 1st. So that's the date I'm looking for something to happen in California. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff here, and we're going to move along. Okay? So here, in 2020, when we had the Royal Rumble, the same night we had the Grammys, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I was expecting that earthquake to happen in 2020. So this year, the Royal Rumble as in ground shaking, is happening on January 31st. And that's happening in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And Riyadh, Saudi Arabia is 8 hours ahead, once again, of New York Standard Time. And I wanted to show you this quick clip. This is Tyler, the Creator. He performed during the Grammys in 2020. And his song is called Earthquake. Take a look in the mirror, implications so clear. I live life with no fear, except for the idea that one day you will not be here. I will not fetch the bar. My eyes are green. I eat my vegetables, but it has nothing to do with that. So what does this look like we're seeing here? We're seeing a literal earthquake. So they're simulating what an earthquake in a major city would look like, is what I think here. So I'm going to get rid of that, and we're going to move on. If we look at the last time California had a major earthquake, it was in 1906, April 18th. So I did some calculations here just to see what it would look like. And nothing spectacular, except it has been 119 years, 9 months, 15 days. So I wanted to show you that. Here in I Pet Goat, we're going to look at this scene really quick. Okay, so this is once the Antichrist figure is still coming towards the exit. And we see this. We see things start to fall. That's the goddess Kali. There is a, let's see, there's a 9 on the ground as she's stomping. So a 9.0 earthquake in California. I'm not sure. This was recently in the news. CA completely drought-free for the first time in 25 years. So that ground is saturated and heavy, I would think. We're going to look at this really quick. This year's logo for the Grammys, February 1st. And then this is one of the Illuminati cards that I have. And they always have information on it. And we see a 1 and a 2 for February 1st, possibly with that same earthquake graphic. I am pretty certain that if there is one there, it will be man-made. Yep, showing you once again that graphic from 2020. And then I wanted to show you this. Here we go. Yep, I just wanted to show you that one more time. The goddess Kali, the 9 on the ground. And then that is Kali right there. And a couple more things, and then we'll be done here, guys. I just wanted to show you this too. This is from Pretty Girls. It's a Britney Spears, Iggy Azalea video. And here we see a California license plate. This is always in plain sight, so they want you to look at that. And they're also showing water, like a tsunami. So if you put this number into the gematria, you get a reduction of 333. And Sunday, February 1st, the Grammys, the 32nd day of the year, flip that around, you got number 23, and then you got your 333 days remaining. So I'm not sure if that's what they're showing us here, but I did want to point all this stuff out to you guys, and we'll see what happens. Here's one more thing I've got. It's another card with a volcano eruption, which possibly could happen to cause the earthquake in California on 2/1. Those numbers are certainly here. And it also plays into this, which is another number that we're looking at, but I don't want to go further than February 1st in this video. I'd like to see what happens first. And that's it. That's all I've got for you. So stay close to the Lord, put your faith and trust in Christ, and we'll see if anything happens this weekend in Seattle. And if not, we'll look forward once again to the 1st of February to see if anything happens in California. God bless.